everybody. I'm Quote as usual, and welcome to the PSPW podcast, where we go over this week's wrestling news, talking WWE, and anything else that might interest us. Once again, I am with Peef and Bhris Brown.
Usual
Let's
cast.
begin.
All right. So where do you want to start?
I thought we'd actually take a couple of mailbag questions first, just to get things going, since we haven't really gotten too much of them, too much mailbag questions in the past couple of weeks or so.
So I'm going through the mailbag real quick.
Also, Raw and SmackDown were not the greatest this week. Raw was okay, but
not great shows. Not bad shows.
I want to start by getting my brain moving.
Yeah.
Getting it.
I'm going through the mailbag, right? As one does, and I don't know if it's one person doing it because I don't have the best way of seeing who's submitting what question on the screen. Like half the questions end in "fuck Bhris," including several questions that are just "fuck Bhris."
I'm the Roman Reigns of the room. It's fine.
There's a movement.
There is a movement going on here.
It's not gonna work.
I can't ignore the people much longer.
if we can't shut down Roman Reigns, how are we gonna shut down Bhris Brown?
The manager
Excellent
loves
question.
me. I can't complain.
Loving you for me is a bit of a stretch.
You love me.
No.
It's a work in progress.
You love me.
Shall we say it's platonic?
It's a work relationship.
You're gonna learn to accept me like the universe is gonna accept gender. It's fine.
The universe is gonna accept gender.
Boy.
I suppose that'd be a good enough one because we have a couple questions relating to gender. Your reactions to gender winning and how long do you think I'll hold it?
Didn't we answer this already?
Did we? I forgot to delete questions last week. Listen.
I said SummerSlam.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm saying SummerSlam.
I'd say SummerSlam too, and I do want to talk a little bit more about gender because I feel like last week I didn't really give much besides a deep sigh in reaction to it because I was still in shock. I want to point out, I think it's not the worst idea that this company's ever had.
It's not.
They've done far worse. People are losing their mind over this man. And in a way, that's the intended result. It's not great. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a good idea objectively. But it can work. He's
getting heat. He's getting a lot of heat.
He's a decent hand.
He's the son of our generation.
He had a goodish match with Randy Orton. That's a good sign to me that he can do something.
Good match-ish.
I'm convinced that if you put Jinder in a ring with someone really good like AJ or Sammy and gave them 20 minutes, they would have a good match.
Well, remember the match on SmackDown he had with AJ went
that was
too long, and that was a 20-minute match.
Well,
and it felt like it was dragging.
Yeah, well, they were probably not going all out though because it's a TV match.
True.
I also said this about Bray versus Randy Orton. We see how that went. So,
true.
Shit happens, I guess. I am convinced that he is good enough to be carried. How's that?
True.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I gotta say though, I gotta say, like, my favorite part of this whole thing, because like I'm not overly thrilled about this, but I'll deal with it. It's it's not the end of the world, obviously. I'm honestly loving the outside reactions, like people on social media going crazy over this. The government of Alberta or whatever, like giving him props for the win. Like that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a champion like that from Alberta. Yeah, the last Canadian champion. Last good Canadian champion was a while ago. So,
I mean,
I'm intrigued. I'm actually pretty intrigued by this though. So we'll see where it goes.
I am thoroughly.
It looks like it's going so far.
Yeah, I am thoroughly sports entertained.
Yeah, I am sports entertained. I like big reactions like that, whether it's a huge ovation or boos that would make Roman look embarrassed. Whatever.
Even if it's hokey, kind of, it works in a way.
Yeah, it's it's hitting the same old, typical foreign heel sort of thing, but that's been working more and more over the past few years. And you'd
Yeah.
think with how progressive people are becoming that it wouldn't work as much, but it's working more than ever. I feel like some of that is based off of what's going on around the world, where people feel like this is like the best time to be patriotic, but it's like I said, it's working.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really a political thing because I feel like if that were
I
part
think
of it,
it's a little bit.
a little bit, yeah, but I don't know because it's a really weird situation, just period. Because it's like Muhammad Hassan all over again, kind of, except for much less offensive.
The
I guess they basically took what they learned from that and incorporated it into a way they can make money in India as well.
problem is, you know how everybody's way too PC nowadays, so they have to tone it down. It's not
Well,
like they
yeah, but
go
that's
all
not
in.
necessarily a bad thing. If Jinder came out and burned an American flag, that makes some pretty bad headlines.
Yeah,
So
There would be some huge issues. I will say though, that would garner ratings.
it would pop a fucking rating, and then it would kill ratings the next week.
Yeah,
There
people
would
would
be a
be like
riot
pissed off.
outside of WWE HQ.
I mean, it's still working though. Still getting heat.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, there's no such
Literal
thing.
and figurative.
No
I will
such.
say though, the good thing that this has done is it has up SmackDown's rating this week,
All right,
which is
well,
pretty.
I don't know about that.
No, it literally did. It ratings hit a 5-week high.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
It was
they
probably
were
just a
up.
post-show rating though,
They
or
were
post
up
pay-per-view.
like something. Let's see.
I saw they were up from like it was like 2.3 from 2.1.
Yeah, they were at 2.175 last week with a 0.68 rating, and this week they had a 0.8 rating with 2.328 million viewers,
Okay,
which is not bad considering it's competing with the NBA conference finals. So
that's true. I'm kind of
ratings are still kind of
surprised.
blah, but
Kind of surprised by the ratings trends I've seen recently. Like Raw has been very, very, very down.
But I mean,
Like
the
absurdly
NBA
down.
playoffs is on, so
What's that? What's on?
the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, but it's also on Tuesdays sometimes, isn't it?
Most of the time, it's on a Monday at
Ah,
8.
okay. That's probably part of it then. But I've just seen a trend though that like Raw is like shockingly down and SmackDown's kind of rising in spite of everything right now.
You want to know why?
yeah,
Why is that?
Because the GOAT Braun Strowman's not on Raw.
That's probably part of it. People are trying that. Bless Reddit's heart, they're idiots about ratings sometimes. I'll see something like, oh, I saw something the other day. Braun leaving was such a big blow. Like, look at the ratings, and no, that's not it. Their ratings is a very complex thing to analyze, and saying just because Braun Strowman left, ratings are down, that's very, very dumb.
That's what I'm going with. I don't care
Well,
what you. I
I
don't.
would say it caused some marks to stop watching, but I really doubt it resulted in a point 0.4 million loss.
no, I think a lot of it comes from just what's going on elsewhere. Like
Yeah,
NBA playoffs are very, very big, so that is going to take from it. That's not the
exactly.
only reason, but
Of
it's
course not.
definitely part of it.
Yeah.
Because like in terms of content, like Raw's been doing pretty good the past month or
I,
so. Like
I would say
it's
Raw's generally been the better show since Postmania.
Yeah.
yeah, the shakeup only sought to help Raw really. I saw it as another
Nah,
way to hurt SmackDown.
no,
Like
no. Because think about what SmackDown got really in exchange. All they gave up really in terms of important guys were Bray and Miz and like Dean, I guess. But his presence on shows was hit or miss, anyways, for most. Shout out to Kenny. Um,
yeah, true. They did get Owens and everything,
yeah,
but
in the exchange they got Owens, they got Jericho. Even if he's on the shelf, he's for a future play, I imagine.
They
They
got
got
OG.
they got Charlotte too. But like they haven't really. Charlotte's still not really doing
the
the
issue
things
they've
that she's
been
known for doing.
the issue
The
they've
issue
been
with
saddled with recently is poor writing.
the
Yeah,
issue with
the
Charlotte is that they're trying to make her turn face, but they just don't know how to do it. So they just put her in a random tag team with
Yeah,
like
she's not
Naomi.
good at being a face.
It's not
Doesn't
that she's
look.
not good at it. She can play off the whole Ric Flair's daughter thing all day long and be a babyface and get pops. It's just that she's if you have someone that can make a decent cake or a great steak, why are you gonna have them keep making cake?
This is true.
Weird
All right.
analogy, but it works.
Can we get another let's get another question
Yes,
before we
yes.
start digging into the show specifically?
Fair enough. Sig asks, are any of you actually able to say my name? No.
No, we just call you sick and call it a day.
Yep, that's the answer to that question. Got nothing else for you, buddy.
I
Why is
don't
this?
even remember what his username looked. What is it like? Sigurd's MT? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't pay
that would
attention.
be the best idea I have of pronouncing it. Yeah, either that or Sig. No, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. Your name sucks. Change it.
Sigurd's.
Sigurd's.
Maybe it's
He's gonna
Sigurd
get mad
and
at
then
us for doing that,
SMT.
but
He asked it.
yeah. All right. Well, that was a weird question. Can we get another one just because that question was really weird?
Yes, yes, yes. I just wanted to get that boy.
All
Bhris Brown's mother asks, Usos greater than Young Bucks? Discuss. I'm assuming this is Umbro then, because he asked this in the Discord the other day.
You know, I actually like what the Usos are doing right now. I'm
Yep.
not going to say they're better than the Bucks because that is like
That's weird territory because the Bucks are clearly better at wrestling, generally speaking. But I don't actually know if I've seen them genuinely cut a promo that wasn't like a half a mean.
All I've seen was their YouTube stuff. I could care less about the Bucks.
The YouTube stuff is intriguing. The whole being the Elite series, actually playing in the storylines and shit. I'll give them credit
yeah,
there.
I enjoy it.
I'd say that would
I wish
be
their ad revenue wasn't getting gypped, but you know.
good old ad revenue. Good thing we're not profitable or anything. We have to worry about that.
Could you imagine if we were like making money off of this podcast and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're talking about wrestling, so you're not making money anymore."
I'd be so fucking mad.
Oh, okay.
If against all odds we started making money off this and we got like a living wage somehow, and then they were like, "Nah," yeah, I'd be pissed. Yeah, YouTube, you suck. By the way, putting that out there.
Yeah, there is a petition going at the moment to
Yeah, but
fight
fucking,
against that.
come on. Petitions are basically useless.
They're very hit or miss.
They're mostly miss, to be blunt. It's not that it's a good
Sometimes you get a
gesture.
couple of hits.
Yeah, but it's a good gesture, but most of the time it's just a waste of time, to be blunt,
It-
because
It
the
can
company.
work if you get big people on board with it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
It's
If you're
not
just
so
gonna
much.
have like a bunch of nobodies like
Yeah.
supporting it, then nothing's gonna come from it. But if you actually manage to get like some big names, like whether it's like really big names from the industry or like decently big names in general, then maybe. But it's also wrestling, so most people are just gonna be like, whatever. You fucks don't deserve money anyway, or something.
This isn't really a wrestling only thing though, because a lot of channels I watch have been getting their ads cut. Like Cow Chop, for example, I saw their ads got cut, and
Yeah,
it's not
but
just
with
a them
wrestling,
issue.
but
So
with wrestling, it's like very much a blanket thing.
yeah, but
Whereas
the
elsewhere,
issue.
YouTube is known.
Good.
The thing with YouTube is like YouTube, they don't follow their own like rules and guidelines and like policies like very consistently. Like sometimes they will, sometimes somebody will get attacked or will have their channel like messed up because of almost like randomness, while someone that's doing something very similar can go off clean. But wrestling, from what I've seen, is like just like a major blanket thing. Like pretty much now, anyone that does anything wrestling related is now getting hurt by it.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's a bigger issue than just wrestling though. Sorry,
Yeah,
and
it does
even
go outside of wrestling.
yes, all I'm saying is though the problem isn't going to be solved by wrestling because there's bigger people than the people in the wrestling industry being affected by it, and they're still fucked.
I think people just need to start realizing that YouTube is not the place to get your revenue.
The problem is it's kind of a monopoly, in a sense. Like, what's the
Well,
viable alternative?
unfortunately, Daily Motion.
It's either Daily
Vimeo.
Motion of all things, Twitch in a way, but that has a different kind of feel to it.
Streaming versus video. They're
I mean,
much
you
different
can upload
territories.
videos to it now. They've actually made it to where you can have a Twitch channel and upload videos to said Twitch channel, I believe.
Yeah, but it's not as accessible.
Exactly. It's not as well known. It's not as
YouTube
accessible.
is That's the thing with YouTube. Not only is it the largest platform, but it's also the most accessible out of any.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll see what happens. I am not overly positive about the situation. I do hope that that something does come from it, whether it be YouTube readjusting their policies or I don't know, something.
Just making a new website with blackjack and
Yeah.
hookers.
Usos aren't better than the Bucks, though. That's for certain.
Yeah, generally speaking, no. I would love to see that match though, because it'd be really fucking good.
Oh, be amazing.
I'd
I-
rather see New Day versus Bucks. But
I'd
that's
like to
just
see that too. What I
That'd be
really
good
want to
too
see,
for other reasons.
I want to see an Usos and Briscoes promo battle.
Oh man, that'd be a ratings grab right there.
It would be something to fucking watch. Just give
Man,
them
I'd love
take
to watch that.
take them out there, give them 30 minutes and 4 mics, and just see what happens.
That match itself would be really good too. I feel like.
Yeah. The problem is,
Usos are
Br-
really good now.
oh yeah, they're
I
great.
love
They've
watching them.
always been like sleeper great, but we've kind of slept on them.
it's
Well-
just because they were face, and them being face is so shit. It's
Yeah.
just they have no substance as a face, but as a heel, they do it very well.
The heel turn worked wonders for them because they could really just tap into this weird charisma they have, and I
Mhm.
do mean fucking bizarre charisma.
That doesn't mean turn every Samoan heel though.
It does not. Well, yeah, Roman's in as good a position he's gonna get. I'll put that out there.
Roman is technically heel, but you know,
He's. I feel like at this point, him just being Roman is better than a heel turn. Personally,
Yeah, he can just do whatever at this point.
I would like it if he
I don't
started
really
fighting
care.
faces more, which they seem to be gravitating that way because he fought Finn a couple weeks ago. He's fighting Seth
fighting
next
Seth.
week.
Yeah.
I would like that to be a full-time thing. He fights heels, he fights faces. He shouldn't care.
He
he's
should just be a tweener. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
He should be like
That'd be
Brock.
the-
He should be a guy that will fuck up anyone because
Yeah,
they look at him wrong.
that's- I remember, I think it was, I don't remember what year it was. Maybe it was like 2015 or something. Or maybe it was last year. I don't remember. They started doing a program with Roman for a while where he was just beating people up. He wasn't saying as much, except, oh, I'm going to kick your ass or whatever. And then he would
Yep.
just kick someone's ass. And it was great because he was doing exactly what we wanted him to do, was just go out there and spear somebody.
I believe what you're thinking of was the very very short time they got him over as a babyface
he
when
beat Triple H.
no when he beat Sheamus
Hmm.
for the belt
I
on
think
Raw.
I think it was around that time. So that was like late 2015 then, I believe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what
Yeah.
happened? He beat up Triple H at TLC after screwing him. He got huge cheers. He came out in Philly and got a pop, and then won the title to a pop. It was the most bizarre thing that has ever happened.
I think they would have
Yeah.
rather had Roman than Sheamus.
Yeah,
to be
fair enough.
honest.
At that point, yeah, because Sheamus was kind of stale at that point.
But it did
Yeah.
revitalize him for a bit. Before
Still can't believe they put the title on Sheamus. Jeez, that was so weird.
I mean, they needed a way to get the briefcase off of him.
They
Yeah.
did, but
I guess that had to
it
happen
was so
eventually.
weird to see.
They could have
Like,
redone
yeah,
the Seth cash in.
I say that now, but we have Jinder Mahal as champion. But I don't know.
Wrong with
That's like-
Jinder as champ.
Every time I say something is so weird, like someone with a belt is so weird, I have to keep coming
Jinder
back to the fact that Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion.
It just takes one win,
Yep. All right.
and
So
that's the ultimate proof.
let's get into the meat and potatoes of this show, which is talking about Raw and SmackDown. So, what did you guys think about Raw this week? I thought it was a decent show once again. They've been on kind of a roll recently with just putting out like decent shows and having like some not necessarily amazing, but having like good matches on the shows too, just as a way to
Yeah.
keep us watching.
So I was gonna, well, I'll still say the show was fine, but now that I'm actually thinking of it, I can't remember a single thing that happened on the show.
I fell asleep during the Finn match and woke up when I heard fucking Mickey James' aggressive clapping. So
What? What do you mean aggressive clapping?
her theme.
clap, 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 clap,
Oh,
clap, clap, clap. That, yeah.
I guess it
Aggressive.
is.
Um, like I said, I like the show. The opening was kind of cool. Just Reigns and Bray kind of beating on each other for a few minutes before the DQ.
Yeah.
I love that Bray promo.
Yes,
I
I'm
think
glad you said that.
I think they're
Yes.
pushing it more towards him being mankind and less of the Undertaker in that way.
Yeah, I see what you're
Like
saying.
he's literally becoming insane, thinking that he's the savior.
I'm loving the idea that he thinks he's saving us from Brock. I love that thought because it makes more sense than anything that they've done with this character to this point, by far.
Yeah, I don't I don't really like the idea of all the crazy mystical stuff because like I really do want to like get away from that era of wrestling. But I like the idea of him thinking that he's like this cult leader, like savior guy. Like that's what he should be doing. I feel like
Yes,
in that position he'd be really good. And this was a really, really good promo.
it
This
was
is like
good.
this was the first time in a long time that I was listening to a Bray promo, and I'm like, it's at first I'm like, it sounds a bit similar to his usual stuff, but then he gets into it a bit more. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a much different vibe off of this promo.
The
Like,
main thing
he's
that came across to me from this promo was I actually knew what the fuck he was talking about.
yeah, because
He believed it himself that he was the savior. Like at
well,
times it'd be like he's just talking to talk, like he just wants to kill time. But now he's just like, I believe that I'm this. Like he's
yeah,
getting
Yeah,
more into the character.
he has a clear message. Like he is actually like telling us something. He's not just saying a bunch of weird, creepy stuff that amounts to nothing. He was actually saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna beat Lesnar. All these guys, they're all right. I'm gonna be the guy to beat him though," which
yeah,
is what he should have been doing this whole time. The fact
yep.
that he was so directionless with his promos was really what alienated people because he's great on promos. Like he's so good, but it doesn't matter how well you say something really. Like if you just say absolute gibberish, after a while people are not going to listen to you.
Yep.
Like there's a reason why people love listening to The Rock because one, he's really charismatic, and two, his promos actually have some sort of direction, which usually leads to his foot in your ass, but at least you know what he's saying.
Yeah,
With Bray, he's like getting all like mystical and weird and silly and stuff, and eventually you're just like, well, the birds flying in the in the thingy,
And the whole world in my hands.
yeah.
yeah.
This
But
promo
I
was
like where this
definitely
is going.
a very nice change of pace. What else happened on the show?
Let's
The
just hope that it continues.
Yo, there is a big thing that I wanted to, well, it's not really like huge, but something that I was actually pleasantly happy with.
okay.
Elias Sampson.
I was actually just about to
Hmm.
bring him up. He looked fucking awesome
He
He
looked
did.
better than he did in NXT, I'll tell you that much.
by
Yeah.
far.
And he got real good heat just by
He
singing.
really did.
Yeah, someone in chat was trying to tell me like, "Oh, this is just X-Pac heat." I'm like,
That's
it's
not
not.
X-Pac heat.
That's not
It
X-Pac
wasn't.
heat.
He's never really had X-Pac heat. Like,
He
I
just
think
Now
they
he
booed
did.
him because it took too long to present him in NXT.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know what they were doing with him.
The main roster has the benefit of time with him. NXT he had an hour to get over and he couldn't do it. Here they can put him in these wacky backstage skits. Everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on with this dude?" They've got the curiosity building.
yeah.
I wouldn't hate it if he won the Intercontinental Championship from Dean Ambrose.
But I mean, do you actually think they'll throw him in that triple threat?
I
Into a
wish they
triple threat?
would, but I don't think they will.
They need to build his character a bit more. They can't throw him into a title
Yeah, I guess not.
match so quickly.
Let me dream.
Like the only thing that we've seen him do is just walk around for a couple months, play his guitar, and then have like one match. That's not enough time to really like show someone off.
Well, now I'm reading this. Review actually. Ambrose chased off his number one contender and grabbed hold of him momentarily before the Drifter caught the IC championship. The IC champion with the roll of the dice, which I'm assuming is his finish, and stared down Miz. So that kind of sounds like build up to me.
Possibly. I'm down for him doing things because, like I said, he looked really good in the ring. Like, I was so surprised.
He looked amazing. I was fucking shocked.
Yeah, I was blown away by that match.
By his skill and his just look.
And against Dean, out of all people.
I mean, Dean's always decent.
Yeah, but like to put a match like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
On a Raw?
On a Raw with Elias Sampson. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Man, when he came out like during the angle segment or whatever, I saw him walking out. I'm like, please let this be the day. Let this be the day. And then Angle said something, and I was like, yes.
I read a spoiler before the show that was happening, so I was like, oh shit, about fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the spoilers for the show, so when I saw him come out, I was just like praying. I'm like, please let it be the week. Please let it be the week. And then when they said he was gonna have a match with Dean, I was like, oh.
I was shocked when he said Dean.
Yeah, I was like,
you would put him against a jobber or something.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But I mean, he still looked good versus
I'm okay
Dean.
with that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dean is boring as hell with the belt, so if he loses it to somebody soon...
If Dean Ambrose loses the belt to Elias Sampson, A, I think Kanye will end his life. B, it will be the most incredible thing that has ever happened.
Oh, man. Anything can happen at this point in this company.
So, this Paul Heyman promo.
It was weird.
It was so fucking weird.
I'm just going to say this right now. I cannot stand Heyman's suck-up promos. I don't like them. I don't like them at all.
They come off as weird. I don't think they're genuine.
They don't feel genuine.
They don't fit his character, but this promo in itself was decent, I think. But it was bizarre. I mean, Paul Heyman can talk about anything and make it decent.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, doesn't this just kind of... Why would I buy the pay-per-view? Paul Heyman literally walked out and told me, these other 4 geeks have no chance. You're going to win this match. That's exactly what he did.
Match for us. There's no point of me watching it now.
Seriously.
A part of what really bothered me about it was that it's something very similar to what Heyman himself and a couple others had done with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, the whole...
Where they were basically like trying to get confrontational with him, but at the same time, basically on their knees, like, you're the best, man. You're so good. You're awesome.
You're the real underdog, Roman. Or whatever the fuck it was. Daniel Bryan said.
You're still going to lose, but you're so awesome, and I love you. Like, stop. It's not selling the match for me.
I was just hoping that he was bullshitting him, and then Brock would actually come out.
Yeah.
But then as he continued to talk, I was just like, Jesus Christ, it's just not believable at this point.
The thing with this promos is that should be the goal of a heel cutting a promo on a face. You have to make yourself good and your opponent good, or else why would I buy the show? The problem here is that I'm buying the show where Finn Balor is fighting 4 other geeks that you completely put under a bus and ran over and over again.
One that actually beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Seriously. Not only did he fucking destroy these people, he destroyed them one by one in order and gave a list of reasons why they sucked.
Yeah, that's not the job of a promo guy. That's something that an actual wrestler can find. Bray kind of doing that is fine because you're kind of supposed to sell yourself more than the others. But why is Heyman doing that? Why is Heyman picking favorites?
I want to put this out here. We clearly do not write for Bleacher Report because we have the exact opposite opinions of everything at this point.
Bleacher Report is shit.
They gave the Bray promo a D, and they gave this promo an A.
Hmm.
Wrestling's subjective, folks. That's the lesson here.
Can we
This
talk
is
about how we
this
saw
is completely unrelated to wrestling. But my cat just jumped on my bed and he saw a pair of shorts sitting there and he thought it was like some living creature because he like crept near it and then I touched him on the back and he jumped.
Oh my god.
He's
It's like,
paranoid right now.
since we're on the topic of animals, real quick, I have a fucking bird, and it was sitting. We had its cage by the window for some reason. I don't remember why. And the sun started. It was sunset-ish, so the sun started shining into the living room and into its cage. It tried to eat the sun. Not a very bright
That's
creature.
amazing.
Fucking
Oh
birds.
man. So
Can we talk about the revival being on Raw?
For
yeah.
I wonder if that'll actually be the thing they do. I think it will be.
I think it
But
I think it will.
it
They'll
lines up very
probably-
well.
They'll probably bring up that clip in the future and like, highlight them on the clip specifically.
Well, you say that though, but they did the whole Samson thing and they didn't do that. Where Samson was in the crowd.
I mean, they mentioned it. They were like, "Oh, look, somebody's just there with just playing the guitar."
Oh, did they do that?
Mentioned it, but they
I
didn't
didn't catch
show
that.
it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think in this sort of case, I think they'll bring it up specifically because this is going to turn, if it hasn't already, which it kind of has, into a whodunit sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it'll get brought up. There's no
Fair
reason why it shouldn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So the hell is with Apollo Crews?
It's the fucking LeVar Ball, Lonzo
Storyline,
Ball
basically.
angle.
Oh, okay.
I actually quite like it. Maybe I'm just a fucking weirdo at this point with wrestling. But
I like the concept of the storyline. I don't like the fact that he lost to Kalisto.
Technically in a
Yeah, that was
squash,
weird.
so out of that.
that was very
Yeah,
weird.
Kalisto just kind of crapped on him.
I don't know why they had Paul lose, but I guess it furthers it. Lets them have a little pay-per-view match. Now, is Extreme Rules a week from this Sunday or 2 weeks from this Sunday?
No, it's this Sunday.
What?
No, next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Okay, so a week from Sunday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. Extreme Rules.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts? What are your thoughts on this fucking Sasha Banks feud
With Alicia Fox.
with Alicia Fox?
That's what she gets for injuring Emma.
That's pretty funny.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that reasoning.
Have
You don't injure Emma and just get away with it.
Have you heard the super rumored but not confirmed but makes sense reason for the feud?
Mm.
Cedric and Sasha versus Noam and Alicia.
Why would Cedric want to be involved with Sasha?
Because he wants to get back at Noam for stealing Alicia. I guess.
But that's stupid. He willingly gave Noam the Alicia Fox title.
Yeah, but wrestling's stupid. How's
Why
that?
is this storyline still going on?
It's for the Alicia Fox Championship.
I hope this whole thing culminates in Alicia Fox winning the women's title and then Noam Dar winning the Universal title.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That is never happening.
I want you to imagine for a moment a world. Brock Lesnar comes out on pay-per-view and eats a pin to Noam Dar.
Nope. It's not happening.
I could see it happening if Lesnar said to Vince, "Hey, I'm retired, but I want a big bonus."
I could see it happening if Brock Lesnar lost a leg, maybe, or something horrible.
Nah, a one-legged Lesnar would still eat the entire cruiserweight division.
He was.
He would have to. That's how else is he going to replace his leg?
Absolutely. I just don't see it happening.
No, I'm sure the size of his leg. Oh Lord.
What else happened on Raw?
Can we get Matt Hardy some new pants?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dad pants. Like, I don't know what's going on with him.
He's not in great shape is the thing, which is understandable. But Jesus Christ, dude. It's
I don't
bad.
get what they're. I don't get what he's doing with that wardrobe right now. He needs something. He needs something new though.
The thing is, I don't think he was prepared to be this Matt Hardy for so long. I think I think he thought he'd have the benefit of being broken sooner than later. So he didn't really
That's
invest
not the
much
case,
into
though.
the whole Team Extreme merch thing or gear. So he's just
Yeah,
using
they're
what he's
really
got.
digging deep.
I don't understand the cage match.
What do you mean?
Jeff's got to have something to jump off of.
Yeah,
Why not another ladder match?
because they don't want to.
It's too
I don't
soon.
know. Don't
But I
blow it.
mean,
You
I
only
mean,
get so many Hardy's Ladders matches, dude.
yeah, but if they're gonna
This is
push, if they're gonna continue the storyline, why not make it Sheamus and Cesaro beating them at their own match?
Eh, I don't. I think they should save the ladder match. Honestly, I like that decision.
That's a SummerSlam thing, honestly.
I would think so. Yes.
I love ladder matches and TLCs and all that to death, but they can't be doing too many of them.
Exactly.
But I mean, the next pay per view is Great Balls of Fire.
That's a good
I
point.
don't think they're gonna continue all this till SummerSlam.
God, I forgot there's another pay per view
Oh.
before SummerSlam. I thought Money in the Bank was it.
Are
Holy
we getting an
shit.
Inferno
No.
match at Great Balls of Fire? I
We
really
have
hope.
Probably.
3 pay per views before SummerSlam.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, then Money in the Bank, then Great Balls, and then
Then
that's
Balls
it.
of Fire.
Oh, we got Battleground.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Wait.
Battleground SmackDown.
Oh, Battleground is a month before.
Holy shit,
Oh.
there is too much fucking shit to watch. Turn off your fucking
Let
ESPN
me.
app.
All right, let me bring up the WWE pay-per-view schedule for the next year. Let me see what we've got going on specifically.
Well, you do that.
So
June 4th.
we've got
Okay.
yeah, okay. So we've got Extreme Rules on June 4th. We've got Money in the Bank on the 18th. Great Balls of Fire on July 9th. Battleground on the 23rd, and then Takeover and SummerSlam on the 19th and 20th.
Good lord.
That is way too much in there.
That's a lot.
And then
Good.
apparently there's an unknown event on a. I don't know if that's going to be Immune to Fear or something else.
What'd you just say? Immune to Fear?
They recently trademarked the name. I don't know if they're going to use that as a pay-per-view name or
That better
as
be
like
a
some
gimmick or something, dude. Jeez, that's awful if
Maybe.
that's a pay-per-view name.
What day does that fall on?
October 8th.
That could be
But
a.
there are two unknown dates. There's it could also be a live show because there's supposed to be something on September 10th as well. That
Okay.
could I don't know what that is.
But
Wait.
there's one on August 6th as well, and it just says Raw to be announced.
Oh, it's like Raw pay-per-view to be announced, I guess.
Yeah, there's another Raw pay per view before SummerSlam.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Because August 6th falls on a Sunday.
That has to be
No, I
like.
don't think. There's no way they're gonna push it till SummerSlam.
I would think.
There's
that-
no reason to have something else between Great Balls of Fire and SummerSlam. It's not logical.
No,
Yeah.
there has to be because that's more than a month gap.
But do you want to have less of a month or less than a month to build up SummerSlam?
That's the problem.
I mean,
You either have too much or
They
too
had-
little.
think of the gap between WrestleMania and Backlash.
That was
You mean-
what?
You mean WrestleMania
6
Payback?
weeks.
No, I mean WrestleMania and Backlash.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but
it's-
at the same time, think about the difference between SummerSlam and fuck, what was it right after SummerSlam last year? Backlash?
No Mercy? No.
I think it was Backlash. It was like a 2 week gap between the two shows. And same with Extreme Rules and fucking or not Extreme Rules, sorry. Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber.
SummerSlam last year was August 21st, and then Backlash was September 11th.
Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber is a better example because it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Cena had the 2 week reign.
Yeah, that was
Transitional
weird.
champ John
I
Cena.
did not. I did not like that timing at all. I understand it, but I didn't like that timing.
It gets
No.
number 16 out of the way, so they can't have number 17 be huge. I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. I have no issue with the 2 week title reign. That wasn't my problem. My
Okay.
problem was having another show 2 weeks after.
Yeah, I guess there's some stuff with the brand split you can't really avoid since you have to have dual branded stuff as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's timing's weird.
So
But yeah,
that means
there are big gaps in the schedule, like here and there. It's just,
Yeah.
oh man, there's so much. That is like so much 4 pay-per-views in the span of 2 months. God.
It might be 5. Depending
Maybe.
on what this August 6th date is, it might be 5.
Oh,
It's a Raw pay-per-view.
I'd die.
I'm not hearing anything about August 6th, though.
When is Bad Blood supposed to be?
Well, Bad Blood was supposed to be Great Balls of Fire.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, because I just Googled it and it took me to CBS Sports and it's giving me August 6th. There's a September 10th SmackDown pay-per-view and an October 8th SmackDown pay-per-view, but there's no names for it.
I would assume the September one would be No Mercy.
No, they already have one for No Mercy and it's a Raw pay-per-view.
Are you what the fuck?
September 24th.
Okay, what about Roadblock?
What about what?
Roadblock.
They don't have a Roadblock here.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything. Well, wait, if No Mercy is Raw, maybe SmackDown gets Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell is also Raw.
Holy shit. TLC?
TLC.
Isn't No Mercy a SmackDown pay-per-view?
No, it's
It was
Raw.
last year.
It was last year.
Okay.
TLC is SmackDown this year, December 17th.
Welcome to the us trying to figure out fucking pay-per-views edition of the podcast.
Yeah. The pay-per-view schedule is really confusing.
It's fucking weird right now, dude.
Why is it so confusing, though? It should not be this confusing.
Because of the brand split. They're trying to separate both pay-per-views.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of it just hasn't really been announced yet. Like, we didn't know about Great Balls of Fire until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's in July or June, isn't it?
Well, while you guys are researching that stuff, I'm going to move on from Raw and start looking at SmackDown, because SmackDown was...
We didn't even talk about the tag team match that Bray Wyatt won clean.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh,
Joe won clean, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe choked out Rollins for the win.
I'm
Yeah, that was an
surprised.
alright match, I guess.
I'm surprised I actually let Joe get the choke on Rollins
Yeah, that was cool.
after prior events.
Not our fault, he's so fucking frail.
I think it was a decent way to wrap up the episode.
Yeah.
It keeps Bray looking strong on a winning streak.
Yeah.
Until he eats the pin someday.
Sadly.
Not too... Besides that, I felt like it was just like a standard tag team main event.
Yeah.
The
You know,
definitive win did kind of stand out a bit to me, but other than that, you know, it was all right.
maybe
no complaints,
Roman
really.
eats the pin.
Ooh.
Because it kind of continues the ever quiet Finn Roman rivalry. And he has the ability to take a pin right now, easily, as proven with the Strowman thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like he'd be the guy that's hurt least by it.
All right. So,
It's a SmackDown one.
SmackDown.
The
What is
show,
going on with this
Not
show?
great.
What the hell? And I keep saying this every week, like, what the hell is going on with SmackDown? But
Nothing good.
no, like the opening segment, you know, just announcing Money in the Bank stuff. It's like, all right, yeah, we got 5 people in this match, and Kev's like, yo, what the hell? And he's like, all right, sorry, we have 6 people in this match.
That
Like,
was so weird.
Fuck our
is there
mid.
any... And then a bunch of back and forth nonsense, me not understanding Nakamura. Oh,
You know, they're trying. I get it. Why you
One
have
thing that I
Nakamura cut
liked-
promos?
yeah, he should be a silent killer, really. Like,
Bhris, you're echoing, by the way.
Am I?
yeah. There was one positive takeaway I had from this.
Oh,
Whoa,
Jesus.
whoa.
Oh,
That made it far worse.
shit. I don't know if I should
Okay.
hang. Come back.
Okay, wait. I think you're good.
Okay. So The one positive takeaway that I had from this segment was it wasn't a standard revolving door segment. Like it wasn't just everyone taking their turns one by one. Like it did get like mixed up a little bit here and there with people just kind of like coming in and out. It was almost like it was just like a round discussion, almost not completely. There was a bit of like proper sequencing, but there's like some stuff coming out here and there which I actually liked. I overall enjoyed it. It was not like great, but it was good. It was like a 3-star segment, you know? Like I didn't hate it, but there was some awkwardness to it. That's okay.
Are they gonna go for Kevin versus Shane?
I thought it was Rusev versus Shane.
I mean, why else would you have this promo?
I mean,
because Kevin hates the world.
Yeah, and Shane gave him the match, so there's no reason to hate him for now.
But why would you keep him out of the match in the first place?
Try to build it up even more.
For
give Kevin
10 minutes?
Give Kevin some promo time.
Yeah, either that or to give us the impression that he might be defending his title at the show, which apparently he's not now, which is disappointing. But
the old mid-card title curse,
which I highly doubt.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So how about Sammy and Corbin? Oh my God!
Why?
Let's talk about how the higher ups think that he's better than Braun Strowman, yet we have him getting squashed by Sami fucking Zayn out of all people.
Lord.
At least we didn't get any 50.
That's like it should have been.
That's the only takeaway. That's the only positive.
That's not a good one.
I mean, it is if you are a Sami and don't care about Corbin at all.
I guess.
I care about Corbin though, so that kind of bothered me a lot actually.
But I mean, the beatdown, was it really worth it? What's the beatdown for?
To write Sami off the match so they can get in Rusev.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Rusev would have to win the match.
Yep.
I'm not mad at it. I would love to see Rusev with a title opportunity.
I am kind of mad at it, to be honest with you.
Why would you be mad at it?
Because
it's planting the seeds for Rusev versus Jinder.
They have history. I told you this 2 weeks ago. They have history.
I said this on the last show too. I said that I think it would actually be and actually have like a proper feud, not just we were tag team partners that are mad at each other now, so we have to beat on each other for a few weeks. But like an actual we were tag team partners, you were the waste of space, and now you're the champion. I don't think so.
But then again, do heel versus heel ever work in WWE?
It does when it's not two foreign heels.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna, if they are going to pull that off. I have no idea how they would do it.
India hates America far more than Bulgaria does.
I don't think Bulgaria hates India.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, honestly. If they do go that way, which they probably shouldn't, but like if they will, like if they do, I'm not gonna. I don't know.
It'll probably be someone winning belt of Jinder than Rusev cashing in.
Also, speaking of this man, where the hell was Rusev?
Great question.
Why is he not on TV yet?
He's too busy watching a Predators game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably it, honestly.
Well, there's no Preds game Tuesday.
Yeah, you know what that means. No, Rusev, I don't know what that means.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, you know what that means.
So, this fucking Jinder Mahal thing. What?
I'm surprised it's uninterrupted.
I like that it went uninterrupted.
It went long.
I don't think.
Like 20 minutes. They gave this 20 minutes.
And he got real good heat off of it.
He did, but most of it wasn't him talking.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. Like it did some cool stuff. Like we got some fireworks. That was cool.
It built his character more.
Yeah, that's ultimately what they needed to do is
Yeah,
just
fair.
make him look good. And he's making himself look really solid right now. So
This is true. He looks like a fucking champion. If you give him any shit, the one thing you can't say is that he doesn't have the look.
He looks good with that belt.
Yep.
he really does. And he is the 50th WWE champion. For some reason like that kind of surprises me. Like that's like I feel like there have been more than 50, but I guess it makes sense that there haven't been. But
Keep in
it's
mind,
still
guys
so
like
weird.
Cena have won the belt 16 times.
Yeah. Well, not technically 16. I think he's won that one like 13 or 14.
He won that belt
but
much more than he won the world heavyweight.
Yeah, he only won the world heavyweight what, like 2 or 3 times?
He
Something
won
like
it
that?
for the program with Orton that unified.
He won it off of Del Rio, right?
I think.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, because that was what led. No, he didn't win it off of Orton. He had it going into that.
Yeah,
didn't he?
that's what I said. He had it for the program.
Oh
with
yeah,
Orton.
he won it off of, or what? I'm confusing myself now.
I guess so.
I'm good at doing that.
I don't know who he won it off of. I just remember it was for the program with Orton that unified the belts.
I feel like he won it off of Del Rio.
That
He
sounds
won
right.
over Jericho
Really?
in 2008,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then he won it again at WrestleMania 25. I want to say
Okay.
Edge and Big Show.
Was that for the world?
Yeah,
What was for the WWE Championship that year?
I'm not too sure.
Wait, for what?
WrestleMania 25.
The triple threat: Edge versus Big Show versus Cena.
Yeah, Cena won it
But was that
there.
for the World Championship? I really thought that was WWE.
No, Triple H and Randy Orton was the WWE.
That's right. That's right.
He won it again 2013 from Del Rio.
Okay, and that went.
Yeah,
into
I do remember that.
And that led into the Randy feud where the belts unified.
So he's won it 3 times.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So then he's won the WWE 13 times.
Which is
Good lord.
insane.
And number 17 would be the
That's actually ridiculous.
big red belt.
I kind of miss the big gold, to be honest.
I don't. It really did not. Not having the benefit of nostalgia, I never thought that belt looked good.
Really? I always thought it looked nice.
I thought it looked better than the WWE title. Not the original one. That spinning bullshit John Cena came
Well,
up
the
with.
spinner belt was the worst thing that ever happened, ever. I think the belt we're working with right now is probably one of the best belts ever.
Yeah.
It looks.
It's a clean design.
It's very clean. It looks good on anyone.
I didn't like it at first, but I think the reason I didn't like it at first was because it had the old logo on it, which
Yeah, when it
looked
had the
really
scratch,
bad
like
with a
the one
clean
that
design.
the one that the Rock introduced.
Yeah, that one
Well,
looked like ass.
That one also had the issue of it was like half gold on the bottom too, so it went really weird and wasn't clean.
Yeah.
That
But
was
the current one looks fine.
strange belt. Yeah, they cleaned it up a lot.
The new logo did wonders for a lot of their
This is
branding,
true.
which I have to give them credit for.
Very true. Very true. Very symmetry is key.
It is. So, looking at the rest of this stuff, what did you guys think about the whole like Breezango Usos segment? I guess I'll call it.
I really thought I was about to live in a world where Breezango and Jinder Mahal were champions on the same show.
I mean,
it almost felt like it, didn't it?
It felt like the whole thing was building up for a sudden title change.
Yeah.
It kind of fell flat after you realized it wasn't. But, I mean, it did what it needed to do. The Breezango looked really over, at least for short term. The New Day is back now, so I guess that explains why they lost to finish up the whole feud.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it served its purpose. Everyone came out of it looking good.
I'm not excited for the New Day.
No?
I think part of it.
Tag teams. for them to work.
Like, yeah, I think part of it is just because like I was really drained when like with regards to them by the end of their Raw run.
Mhm.
Like I was just bored with them. Like they weren't doing anything to really like say like ha 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 yeah they're fun having great matches, but like no, there wasn't really any of that at the end. So
Yeah.
I think they'll freshen things up a little bit on SmackDown, but uh,
I mean, besides the Usos and the Ascension, who else is a heel? They'll have to turn American Alpha.
Come to Puerto Rico.
Do we really care about them?
I mean, they're at least decent.
didn't they already feud with them though?
Not really. They had like they interacted on Raw, but they never feuded.
Do we want that?
I wouldn't
No.
hate it.
I mean, we already know they're getting the tag team title push.
Well, you say that, but I also would have said that about Charlotte. And yet here we are.
I mean, she got the title match first night.
Yeah, but she lost it.
True.
She should have won
She
it.
did.
She should have avoided this whole welcoming committee thing. But damn it, Charlotte, you didn't go into business for yourself. Blaming you.
Damn.
Fucking welcoming committee. I don't.
Lastly, this Mark's favorite or wet dream,
Oh,
Why
this
is
tag team match. Good.
which still didn't shit.
The main event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Main event sucked.
They didn't do anything for Shinsuke either.
I mean, at
Oh,
least
it just-
he looked better than he did on Backlash.
But I don't know where they're going with him. Like,
I don't think
why-
they do.
I think they came to the realization that the match that they had at the show was not what it should have been, and now they're kind of like panicking. They're
Backpedaling.
like, "Oh crap! What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?"
I don't know.
I mean, Owens was selling amazingly for him.
He
Something
did.
that should have came out of Ziggler.
And him eating the pin was also a good little touch too.
Why did
Legitimizes
Ziggler
Shinsuke
choose that match of all matches to just stop selling?
because he's a shitty wrestler and a shitty heel.
I don't think he's a shitty wrestler.
At this point, he is. I don't know. He has not done anything interesting since fucking No Mercy, and
that was the last time I cared about him too.
Yep. And he's a shitty heel. He can't get heat for anything. He wears an American flag on his fucking trunks like an idiot. I cannot fathom being a worse wrestler right now than Dolph Ziggler. With a push, that is.
Yeah, not. I can't really disagree. I still think he's decent, but like, I think he's really just phoning it in at this point. And
He
this
is.
match just kind of felt like everyone was phoning it in. Like it just felt like a house show match.
This is true.
And my problem here too is that why Nakamura to the main event spot so quick? Not build him up.
Because they don't have any main event baby faces right now, so they're kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah, but you're giving him an early loss, which he doesn't need.
I mean, it's Money in the Bank, so I mean, it's not really like it's that big of a loss. Something that has been brought to my attention that's a relevant concern, though. He's never been in a ladder match.
Really?
Ever. New Japan
No.
doesn't do gimmicks, really.
That's true.
I think the Naito, or no, sorry, the Kenny Omega Elgin ladder match was the first one, like, ever.
I think it was the second.
Second one ever.
They were. I think it was the.
Jesus.
What the hell? Because I think it was the first singles ladder match they ever had.
Okay.
But I believe that there was a. I believe that Tanahashi was in the first ever ladder match in New Japan.
Google this real quick. Just so that we have the best facts here.
Yeah, we can fact check on this show.
Yeah, we do this sometimes.
Nope, first ever ladder match in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which saw Michael Elgin defeat Kenny Omega.
Yep.
Because I believe I could have sworn there was I could have sworn that 7.
Not that I can find, no.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
that's
into this.
the only thing coming up is the Omega Elgin match for me.
I could have sworn that it was like Tanahashi and like Nakanishi and someone else.
Nakanishi. I can't imagine that man in a fucking ladder match.
Yeah, okay, I found the card here.
Oh.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, WrestleLand 9th, Deadly Target, January 5th, 2007? Was this? Or May 1st, one of the two. It was something. It was back from 2007. It was a three-way ladder match between Tanahashi, Nakanishi, and Taru.
You sure that was New Japan?
Wait, who's Taru?
I don't know.
What the fuck are these?
He's some old dude.
Are you sure this is a Noah?
Yoshikazu Taru.
This sounds like a Noah card.
Tanahashi? Noah?
Wasn't Tana and Noah for a little bit? Or didn't they do a talent exchange?
All I see for Tanahashi is a ladder match in TNA.
I think he had a couple of matches in Noah, but like I think that was either way too long ago or like super recent.
Fair enough.
The only thing I have for Tanahashi is teamed up with Volador in a four-way ladder match for the contender for Beer Money's Tag Team Championship against Team 3D, Matt Morgan and Abyss, and the Latin American Exchange.
TNA was fucking weird.
Was?
Still is. And
You
this was
right.
in 2008.
You have Tanahashi and Volador on a fucking tag team, and you're telling me you can't get ratings on the show? I don't understand. Regardless of whether or not it's happened before.
Yeah,
my point is,
I'm finding multiple sites talking about a May 1st, 2007 show that had like 1,000 people in attendance. So
fair. Regardless, Nakamura has never been in one.
That's kind of
yeah.
That doesn't sound great for his chances in this match.
It's either really good or really bad.
That I'm
like,
leaning towards really
you think
bad.
whether he'll win or whether he'll perform well.
Yes, I'm worried about his fucking chance of winning in a scripted match. Quote. I'm terrified.
I think my problem with Nakamura.
Hello? That's something to worry about.
The problem with Nakamura is he doesn't try.
I didn't want to see Jinder win.
Unless it's the opponent, unless like he's fighting someone to motivate him.
Yeah.
Like after the Sami Zayn match,
what'd he do?
Just been phoning it in.
I mean, I feel like if he has great match potential, he's got opponents in this match that will make him look great. But he doesn't have the experience in the match type, so that makes me nervous.
Not everybody has experience with ladder matches, but they still manage to pull off some decent stuff anyway. Yeah,
but his style also doesn't really mesh.
What is he gonna do? Fucking pull a strong style with the ladder?
Yeah, was it?
Anybody can take a ladder and hit somebody with it.
Is he
gonna wacky knee with the ladder?
Between the ladder.
Also, with your point, most people aren't 37 or 38 going into their first ladder match.
Yeah.
I don't think Shinsuke's ladder can handle that.
I don't know. I'm rooting for him.
I think he'll just do some strong style spots, and
I just hope they don't give him some really stupid spot.
I don't think Shinsuke is the type to take risks.
I hope not.
No,
but
he's made a point of not being a risk taker in WWE.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he's actually like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, when people come over to WWE from New Japan or somewhere else, WWE forces them to tone down their style. But Nakamura has, like, he's put it out there that it's more so been him wanting to tone his style down than WWE telling him to. Because yeah, they do tell you to, tone it down, but he's been wanting to. So
yeah,
I think that was probably one of the major reasons why he wanted to go to WWE in the first place.
Yeah,
was because he was tired of wrestling like super intense matches like that.
I would imagine now seeing the state Shibata's in, he's quite relieved.
Yeah,
He's no longer in
Yeah.
that company.
fuck that.
Bless his
He
heart.
did make comments about that, saying that it's time for strong style wrestlers to start toning it down.
And he's right.
Yeah, he's right. They do need to start toning it down. Like, at the very least, like stop doing headbutts.
Yeah, let's not give ourselves fucking brain damage. I don't know if that's really that novel of a concept.
Like,
Mr.
if you're gonna,
Jack Gallagher, if you're listening.
Well, he
to be
doesn't.
fair,
So good.
he does really safe headbutts, and he like
Yeah.
hits them in like the pec or something. Like,
Or at worst, the collarbone.
yeah, like he does them in a really safe way, so I'm okay with his headbutts.
Yeah.
But like skull to skull headbutts, that I don't know why that was still legal. Japan, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't care about your safety.
Well, they still do pile drivers too, so
This is true. Well,
That's
pile
something
drivers are a
else that
little bit
needs-
different. You can make a pile driver safe. You can't make a fucking headbutt safe.
that's true.
There's a point where it's out of your hands, and a headbutt is just way beyond that point.
You really cannot like soften skull to skull contact.
You say, show me a fucking gimmicked skull to skull headbutt.
Yeah, that's not right.
It doesn't look
No,
like shit. That is.
They happen occasionally. Like I've seen like some situations where like somebody will grab two heads, conk them together, sort of. But
Well,
like even
that's
then,
come on.
it's still a gimmick. It's still gimmicked headbutt.
Well,
even
like
though
I
it's
said,
not,
that doesn't look like shit.
Yeah, that doesn't look like shit. You're not really gonna get
It
that.
it either looks hokey or you're killing yourself. There's no in between with headbutts.
Yeah. That's why I was never a fan of the diving headbutt.
Yeah, that wasn't the best idea.
Fucking Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
You think he'd learn?
you'd think, there's this other guy. He was kind of little. He had some issues after a diving headbutt or two. Wonder whatever happened to him.
Yeah, he didn't have a good end of life from what I
Nah.
heard.
I heard he retired happily in Oshkosh.
Gosh. So Raw versus SmackDown. I don't really think there's a contest here.
Yeah, it was Raw. Neither show was great.
I
But-
thought Raw was acceptable.
Raw
I
was
was
more
entertained.
good.
I'll just put it this way. I was entertained by Raw. I was actually able to watch the entire thing in one session.
Yeah.
SmackDown, I actually stopped like halfway through because I was so tired of it. I was like,
Really?
no, I need to take a break. And then I came back to it and I had to force myself to get through it.
Really.
Yeah, like that match at the end, like, oh my god. Whatever. I was really hyped too. I think that's part of what killed it for me because the idea of Styles and Nakamura being a tag team. Oh, and speaking of that, there's one other thing I want to mention that although I was kind of expecting, I was extremely disappointed with.
Okay.
So when Styles like was doing his little promo at the beginning of the show and like pointing everybody out, when he finally turned around to Nakamura, like my heart kind of skipped a beat. I was like, oh my god. But then no crowd reaction.
So the crowd did not give a fuck for the stare down
They
scene.
didn't care. And
It was
that's
brutal.
and like I guess you kind of have to expect that out of Toledo, but
Yeah.
it still was like, the New Japan fan in me was like, oh,
They did it when they did it after the match. These people got up in their faces and nobody gave a shit. I was dying. They wanted a reaction so bad and could not get one. It was
it's not
rough.
it wasn't the right crowd to do it. If you had done that in front of or Philly or just any smart city, you probably would have gotten a reaction,
Yeah,
but
probably.
not here. Not in Toledo.
Not in Toledo.
Not in Toledo.
What state is Toledo even in? I don't even know.
Ohio? I don't know.
I
don't
guess
know
that makes sense
America.
since they were in Chicago Sunday. When are they running pay-per-views in Thailand?
They haven't been here in a few years.
It's almost time.
Yeah, it is in Ohio.
They were in the
Iowa.
Philippines like sometime in the past year, but they weren't here.
Fair enough. Are you like?
They've been here. They've been here a few times though.
I almost just asked you if you were driving distance to the Philippines.
Yeah, is anyone?
Well, you see, the people in the Philippines are.
I don't know. Are you driving distance to Hawaii?
Yeah, sure. Just gotta take the subway. Or subway, fuck. The
I'll just, you know,
submarine.
drive down to the Caribbean too while I'm at it, you know.
Uber.
We'll take an Uber to the Caribbean.
I mean, if Dubai could have helicopters, why can't Thailand have boats?
Yeah, why not?
Fucking shit. Just make a highway that goes across the whole ocean. It's great. I'm not the brightest, okay? I never claimed to be.
Okay, so
Peef isn't the brightest. You know.
so I guess I'll bring up some other stuff since we've finished talking about the main shows. 2017 Battle of Los Angeles, that's PWG. That will take place over the weekend of September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. None of the competitors have been announced yet, but that's when they're going to be taping their shows.
Yeah.
I feel like Bola is slowly getting further and further away in terms of recording. I feel like one of these years they're just going to announce that it's going to be in like the middle of November, and it's going to throw everybody off because that's not the summer anymore.
Was it a summer thing initially?
Yeah, it's typically around the end of it. They would typically do it around the end of August,
Okay.
but now
Well, I
it's
mean,
like kind of going into September.
Last year it was around my birthday, so
When's that?
like middle September, September 9th.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it was a bit later. It's just yeah. My ears are dying. Stop.
oh shit.
Complain about my mic issues, but at least I don't like
At
kill
least you
you
don't
with my
shuffle
ears.
around and shit.
You might hear the occasional click, but goddamn. They do have a card here listed for their Man on the Silver Mountain event on June 16th. They've got Red Dragon, which is kind of cool to see, versus Marty Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. War Machine versus Elgin and Brian Cage. Motherfucking machines. Keith Lee versus Leo Rush. Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. Best friends.
I'm sorry,
Versus,
wait. Did you say Keith Lee versus Leo Rush?
Yes.
Leo Rush is like Keith Lee's breakfast.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They've wrestled before though.
Have they?
Yeah, they've had matches before. They wrestled at Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Is that the one where Joey Janela fought Marty Jannetty?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a life.
But yeah, we're getting that match. I lost my tab here. Best Friends versus Cobb and Riddle.
Ooh.
Matt Sydal versus Sami Callihan. Jason Cade versus Desmond Xavier. And Trevor Lee versus Chris, whatever. I can never remember how to pronounce his name.
Chris,
yeah, so that's Chris. Yeah, that's a fun card.
Yeah. I haven't
been super excited for PWG in the past few months, but I kind of want to start being excited for them again.
Yeah. I mean, they're always great matches. I feel like they're really avoiding doing another tag tournament for some reason. I don't know why, because they have so many great tag teams.
I was gonna say a few days ago was like the 2-year point since the last DDT.
Really? I don't know why the fuck they're not doing that.
Well, DDTs are usually every couple of years, but they haven't even
Are
like. I believe they would do them on a bi-yearly basis.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird though. I don't know what's.
I mean, I guess it's more expensive to book 2 people versus 2 people than it is to book 1 person versus 1 person. So.
Yeah, because like the first DDT 4 was in 2007, and then they did one the year after, and then so they were a yearly thing until. Oh, okay. I guess they were yearly then. What were they doing every 2 years then? I don't remember. But yeah, I guess they were yearly for a while, and then they just kind of stopped after 2015.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, we're still getting good wrestling. Who cares?
Yeah, it's good wrestling. I have friends complain about PWG because storylines. I'm like, they don't need storylines. That's not what. Not every wrestling promotion has to be the exact same. They're
Yeah.
just a crazy super show. Just enjoy it for what it is, or don't watch it.
Exactly.
Any other news? Oh yeah. If you haven't seen it, go watch Kendrick Tozawa from 205 Live this week.
I haven't seen this match. I saw the finish and I've heard great things.
It's a great match. It's the best. I would say it's the best WWE match from this week.
Fair enough. Let me clarify.
From those of you saying Takeover was on a Saturday. So.
Yeah, I was about to say, you better clarify that statement. Because people will get very, very mad.
Saturday, so it doesn't count. Because, it was technically the previous week. Also, I don't think we brought it up technically on the show, but the women's tournament is officially called the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm down for that name. I think it's good.
You know what? As Dave Meltzer eloquently put it, it's not the Stephanie McMahon Classic.
Oh man, I was reading some comments from the announcement rant talking about how horrible of a name this was, and we had to chime in and be like, Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah are not the same person.
Oh yeah. I mean,
because the guy thought it was Fabulous Moolah, and we're like, no, different woman.
I will point out, apparently Mae Young was involved in some shit too. Nothing that level, but she was involved in shit too. But here's the thing. I want you to go back to any time before the 1980s. Pick a wrestler. Any wrestler. And try to not find controversy about them.
Arn Anderson?
He was real racist. Go watch some old fucking WCW promos, dude. That dude was or sexist too. Somebody posted a promo on Reddit the other day of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson saying something like, "Women were made for two things: the kitchen and making babies."
Oh, also another pretty important announcement: Lucha Underground comes back next week.
Ah, fuck.
Yep. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Hello?
Who cares?
Listen, I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna come on this show, the podcast, and I'm gonna be fucking mad. For the exact same reasons I've been mad since the beginning of Lucha Underground, because they've refused to change. They could do a negative rating, and they would not change the show. It drives me insane.
I don't really know what they could do better.
They could stop having men beat the fuck out of women. They could not do a women's empowerment push on a show with a 90% male demographic. They could actually not let people lose on their debuts. I can get so mad.
I think putting your female is probably not the best way to get attention.
It's not even putting it on a female. It's putting it on the shittiest female in the company.
That's true.
This company booked fucking the 3 best women in Stardom, and they all just jobbed at Pentagon. But then they have Sexy Star fucking overcome the odds and beat Mil Muertes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna give it the best benefit of the doubt I can. But I'm gonna fucking hate it.
Well, from what I'm seeing, I guess it's just a one-match show.
What match?
Mundo versus the Mac.
Okay, I can get behind that.
I think that's how they're billing it. They're billing it as return in 1 week. Mundo versus the Mac all night long. Wednesday, May 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on El Rey Network. So.
I can get into that if they just give Mundo versus Mac an hour.
Yeah.
Which is really 30 minutes with their wacky editing and shit, but
Yeah. That's fine.
That's the other thing with Lucha Underground. I feel like it's too wacky for its own good sometimes.
Well, they embrace the fact that they are a television show.
Which is good. I don't know. It's kind of... It's weird when you have guys with face value that you can't associate that face value with because you give them a different name.
Mm-hmm.
Which WWE is kind of guilty of that too, but it's different because they don't actually present the guys differently. Like let's take what's his name, Chris Hero versus Cassius Black, for example. Cassius Black, Jesus Christ.
Cassius Black.
Wow. Cassius, oh no, let's try that again. I mean, it's a different name, but he's still the same person.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have does Joey Ryan have a different name in Lucha Underground?
I don't think so.
Okay, well
I think he's just Joey Ryan wherever.
Okay. Well, he's Joey Ryan still, but he's like this weird police officer thing as opposed to Joey Ryan. So it's kind of hard to associate that face value.
Yeah. Like I said, part of it goes into the fact that they are like treating themselves as like just a TV show. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't. I don't know. My issues with the show are bigger than just. I don't know.
They're keeping kayfabe alive.
They are, but they're also making an iffy product.
I've never gotten into it. It's not for me.
They're good matches, don't get me wrong. It's just infuriating to me to like watch guys debut and lose and shit like that.
That's fair.
When they clearly can book a good debut because they booked Jeff Cobb and however the fuck he pronounces Lucha Underground name. They booked him like genius. But then everyone else is like, they got Dr. Wagner, who's one of the best people in Mexico right now, and he fucking did a job to Matt Cross.
Yeah, that's questionable.
A weird this show's weird. And I'll probably be mad over it.
All right, fair enough. Do we want to do a couple more mailbag questions before we go?
We sure can if I got some fresh ones. Let me open her up real quick.
We need to start badgering people to send in more questions too.
I mean, we've got a volume of questions. It's just the substance of the questions, which is the issue.
Yeah.
Like classics like Sig asking how we pronounce his name, which the answer to is we don't.
Maybe it's actually Sigurd SMT. Maybe
That's a thought I had.
Because I think it might be based off of that one SMT character, which is based off of something else. I don't know.
Wait, what SMT character?
I don't know. I'm not a big Shimigami Tensei fan at all.
What the fuck is Shima who?
It's weeb shit.
It's some weeb shit.
Okay.
Like, I've played a couple of the Persona games, but I haven't really touched into the main SMT franchise at all. So
fair enough.
But if that is what it's from, then that's kind of funny. But also, right. I mean, that Sig's a weeb. I don't know.
I mean, I think we know what we have. Some of the nerdiest fucking love you guys. You guys are some nerds because we have a lot of anime and manga room crossover. And then
we kind of do, don't we?
Because Segmer, there are a couple. I think Umbro lurks in there. There were a couple more. I can't remember all of a sudden. Drake. Yeah, we got some nerds. And then Bhris goes here. This man goes and makes a fucking comic book Discord channel.
Listen, I need to get my comic book fix.
You fucking nerd. Let me put your life in perspective here, Bhris. You're a moderator on a Pokemon website, in a pro wrestling chat room, who watches anime.
I watch Dragon Ball Z.
That's an anime, and reads comic books.
There's nothing wrong with reading comic books.
Makes you fucking nerd.
It's an American tradition.
Exactly.
An American tradition if you're a nerd.
No, man, it's got its roots. It's got its roots, man.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I actually have questions that are relevant to things now.
You're the room owner of a
Listen,
room in Pokemon Showdown.
I have 2 issues. You have 4.
Who lives in Tennessee?
Okay, look, I can't handle where I was born.
Sure you can if you learn how to time travel, nerd.
Good lord. Okay, so back to wrestling now. Vancouver Victinis asks, what are your thoughts on the Oscar streak?
I think it's kind of cool, actually. She has had some losses during that streak, but they weren't ones where she was pinned. They were like either, you
It was
know,
Battle Royal stuff, mainly.
yeah, it was either battle royals or I think there was maybe a tag team match in there where she lost, but she wasn't pinned or something. I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I think the only loss she ever had was the Battle Royal that was... I don't remember the exact context of it. It made...
I know she,
Oh,
I know she's, I know that she has suffered a couple of tag match losses on house shows, but I don't
okay.
know exactly when they happened. I'd have to look at it again. It's been a while since I've done that, but yeah, I love it. I love that that they have taken another record away from somebody.
Fuck, poor Goldberg. He has nothing
It's
now.
glorious. It's it's a good idea, honestly. I think that it should be someone with it should be a more modern person, and hell, having a female have that record, that's fine with me.
I feel like it's kind of... It's kind of killed the NXT Women's Division dead, though, as a consequence.
But I mean,
I don't think any of them are really ready for it, so I think it's just one of those situations where they did it because they had to, really.
At the same time, though, would they have had more opportunities to get ready for it if Asuka hadn't been the entire division?
Um,
I mean, they looked like they were prepping Moon for it, but then
Then she
got
took
injured,
this
so
dumbest bump ever.
Asuka just flung her to the barricades.
I really want to
But, like-
know if that was a bump she intended to take or not. Because if that was a bump she intended to take, I never want to see her wrestle again. Because she's the dumbest human being that's ever entered a ring.
I think maybe part of it was intentional. Like I think it was somewhat intentional, but she may have just botched the way she done it. Like I don't think she was. I don't know. Maybe like the placement of a limb or something was off. Who knows?
The theory is that either Asuka was meant to throw her into the post and she threw her the wrong place, or Ember missed the post one, which I hope is true, because I don't want to see a world where a person who takes that bump wrestles. That
That's
scares me.
true, yeah.
Cause
It could be like any move because like theoretically any wrestling move can go really wrong if you shift your body a certain way
but
accidentally.
Jesus Christ, she did a suicide dive to herself. She took the suicide part too literally.
I mean, people have done that before and have come out fine.
She
It's all
didn't
about
put
the
up her,
landing.
she didn't put up her hands or nothing, dude.
She flew.
She led with her head and shoulders.
She thought she was Superman.
Yo,
Yeah, she might have just misspaced it. Really, it's
I
hard to
guess.
tell because that happens every now and then.
I still don't like the idea of Ember being champ either, though, because I don't think they've decided if she's mystical or not, for lack of a
I
better
don't really
term.
like the idea of any of them being champion except for Asuka.
I feel like Asuka's just too good to still be there.
Oh
It-
yeah, of course she is. She was too good when she got there.
If you take away
That's the situation with
Asuka,
a lot of them.
if you take away Asuka right now, then you can instantly legitimize somebody else with the belt that she held.
Like who?
Let's say Nikki, for lack of a better example at the moment.
She's not going to take it off of Asuka.
Maybe have Asuka vacate it, pull a page.
But that would mean
Possibly.
she would have to win a title on the main roster. She's not just gonna give up that title for nothing.
She could, I mean, Regal could make her or
They're
something.
gonna. The only thing I could possibly see is some sort of transitional face that they want to get behind, but also want to have a really good feud to legitimize it. That's really the only thing other than vacating it that I can see working.
I guess. I don't know. It's a weird position, I feel. At this
Asuka
point.
is anymore. If she's a face or a heel, she's on that Roman.
She's like the worst heel ever. She
Yeah, she's-
tries to get heat, but nobody boos her.
Yeah, she's on the Roman scale
she's-
right now.
She's too cool. She's too cool to boo.
Plus, she's the only non-geek in a division of geeks.
Yeah.
Billy Kay and was Peyton Royce are not geeks.
Yeah, shut up.
I mean, they're the next late cool, but
The next Lay Cool is not a generous fucking tag. Do you remember how bad they
really-
were?
I mean, they had a Divas champion ring, so
That's not good.
it's something.
I want you to go back. I want you to watch some classic Lay Cool and tell me how good your day is.
I mean, I don't,
Go
They
watch.
They weren't as bad as you're making them out to be. They weren't great. But
Michelle
they
McCool
were
was the worst women's wrestler in the history of this company, probably.
That's taking it too.
let's remember that was during the dark times of WWE.
There,
Yeah.
listen, there are people in this company who've been employed because of who they're with. Michelle McCool is possibly the most egregious example of this.
But I mean, she wasn't with Undertaker all that time.
Yeah,
She was
wasn't with
when-
Taker.
She was during the Lay
At the
Cool
time.
push.
I don't
Was
think
she?
so.
Absolutely was. They've been married for a while. I will fact check this just to make sure I'm not full of shit.
They were married in 2010.
And she was in.
Yeah,
Lay
that was when the Lay Cool push
Lay
was.
Cool 2009.
20 and they were probably dating before that, though, Bhris.
Listen, you never know. Maybe Taker just said,
They
"Yo,
didn't just
me
meet and
you
get married.
tomorrow."
Yeah, Michelle McCool was one of those people like Carlito. We forget how bad they were.
Yeah, Carlito was just there for good promos.
Carlito's there for decent promos and really lazy matches.
Yeah, Carlito's definitely someone that I don't ever want to see back in the company.
I don't know why everybody was pushing him to come back, anyways.
Because people misremember.
Nostalgia.
It's like the same contingent of people that wants Chris Masters back.
No, thank you.
Exactly.
Uh,
We
to
know.
Be fair, to be fair, he is a better wrestler now than he was then.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he's a good wrestler.
He's serviceable. He's fine.
I mean, he's not offensive, but I mean, I guess inoffensive is all it takes now. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean, look at our world champion right now, Jinder Mahal. He's not exactly a technical wrestling champion. He's not bad.
He is one of the most boring people on the roster, and well,
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
I would. You kidding me?
There are far more boring people on the roster than Jinder Mahal.
Well, I mean, he did take the title off of one of them, so sure.
I could name 20 people right now that are more boring on WWE's roster.
I could not.
At the moment,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Apollo Crew, Big Cass, Enzo Amore, Bo Dallas, Big Show,
Curtis Axel,
Curtis Axel, Darren Young,
Darren Young,
Dean
Titus.
Ambrose, Titus,
Dean when he's not in the mood to be good.
Kalisto,
Yep.
Mark Henry,
Yep.
R-Truth,
Kane, Goldust.
that was just Raw. Ho Ho Lun,
Okay, that's not fair.
Mustafa Ali,
Bin Wang.
No,
fuck
no,
you.
no.
Mustafa Ali is far better
No,
than Jinder
Mustafa
Mahal.
Ali is so good. Do not.
anyways. Rich Swan,
You guys are just naming off wrestlers on the roster. This is bullshit.
Dana Brooke.
Are
Sasha
we
Banks,
wrong though?
Bailey.
No. This
We're
is
not.
bullshit. No. Like, you guys are just naming off wrestlers that you don't
Chad
like and saying that
Gable.
they're so boring than Jinder
The
fucking Mahal.
Shining Stars. James Ellsworth.
Natalia,
Natalia.
Carmella, Tamina, the entire
No.
welcoming committee, basically.
This is honestly the biggest shit list I've ever heard. This
Sin
is
Cara.
uncalled for.
I don't even hate all these people. I just don't think they're as good, barely, as Jinder Mahal.
Hello? When did you
Eva
guys just become shit? What is this nonsense?
Eva Marie is still employed, so she counts.
Yep.
Nah.
There were a couple I disagree with on Bhris's list, I'll say that, but generally, yeah, there are much worse people in this company than Jinder Mahal.
Byron Saxton.
Byron doesn't wrestle, come
He's
on.
not a wrestler anymore. That doesn't count.
He's on the roster.
Oh, well, why don't we just start picking out referees then? Because they don't have personalities either. Why don't we just say Adam Pearce? Because the most that he does on screen is run out and stop someone from getting beat up. Like,
Fit Finley coming out. Joey Mercury.
That's not even fair. We might as well start counting inanimate objects.
Jamie Noble.
You know, the ring post is boring. That mat at the side of the ring is boring.
Brock Lesnar guy.
The ramp is
Frank the
actually, no,
Clown.
the ramps are more exciting than Jinder.
Noel Foley.
These
all right,
people
so
aren't even employed by the company.
ZZ from Tough Enough.
He's not employed either.
who the hell is Angelo Dawkins?
He's
Angelo Dawkins? Yo, he's that guy that does the mix it up thing with the bowl. He's like yeah, I love.
Yeah, he's on that list too because I've never heard of him.
I hate you.
This man just has the fucking roster pulled up.
Who the hell is Nick Miller?
That's one of TDMK.
I don't know who that
Yeah.
is. I'm not throwing him in there.
Yeah,
Your TMDK
don't
man.
don't mess with the Mighty O'Neil.
I wouldn't throw them in there now.
So Fulton.
Yeah, he's in there. He's in that category. He has a tattoo of a necklace.
Who the hell is Shane Thorne?
The other half of
The other
TDMK.
half of TM6.
TMDK, whatever.
Oh, that's that Australian tag team. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, they're good. They're just, one of them's been injured for a while, so that's why they're not doing anything.
Velveteen Dream is on that list, and he just
Vel-
debuted.
Hey, Velveteen
Oh,
Dream is a
that's-
classic.
That's not.
Listen, you don't disrespect Prince in this manner.
You're
Who's that- who says
actually just
disrespect?
naming off people you don't know or don't care for. You're actually like being the worst wrestling fan right now.
And what am I here for? That's what I'm here to provide.
Oh, is it?
All right, Reigns. Just...
Norman Smiley.
Norman Smiley is
No.
worse.
No, you are disrespecting the god Norman Smiley. How fucking dare you? You are not going to be allowed on this show again if you keep doing this. This is ridiculous.
I think I'm
Let's
done
see.
here.
Who's that fat Chinese recruit they got?
Bing Wang.
No, fat.
No.
He's muscular. There's a difference between muscular
He's
and
fit as
fat.
fuck.
Yeah.
Is he on NXT?
He's in developmental. He's not on TV yet. There's been a bunch of weird promotional stuff for him on social media.
Yeah,
Mm,
they've been showcasing some of the Chinese recruits in like weird videos and stuff.
Let me find. I gotta find this guy's name. It's gonna bother me.
There's a Chang Yus. I don't fucking know how to.
If I
pronounce
saw his name, it's a simple name.
it.
Yeah, I don't really.
Leo
remember
Gao.
either.
Leo Gao.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know who that is.
He basically got hired as a meme, so he's on that list. Quote, would you like to add or subtract anyone from the better than or worse than Jinder Mahal list, or are you
I'd
content
like to
with that
add.
list?
I'd like to add Bhris to that list of the absolute worst.
You're right. Bhris would be a worse wrestler than Jinder Mahal.
Worst wrestler, but I would cut a good promo.
I don't know about that.
Have you seen these people cut
Ooh.
promos?
I've got another one. Hernandez from TNA. He's much worse than Jinder Mahal. Matt Morgan.
You guys are brainwashed. This company has actually brainwashed you.
You're
fools.
telling me, okay, you think Matt Morgan's a better wrestler than Jinder Mahal?
I think he's probably on par in terms of.
Come on.
I think you guys are overrating Jinder Mahal by a long
You're
shot.
underrating my man Jinder.
I would never overrate the Maharaja himself.
Unhinderable.
I'm actually going to declare myself the leader of the Jinder hindrance squad. We're gonna be on a mission to hinder Jinder as much as we can because the masses have been brainwashed now to believe that Jinder truly is a modern Maharaja when he's really just a fool.
Why is he the modern Maharaja? Is there a past Maharaja we need to know about? There. Also, I found out Maharaja translates to prince in Indian or Punjabi, wherever the fuck the language is.
Yeah.
Great ruler, great king, or high king.
Yeah.
Still want to point out that language really good to cut promos in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes you sound badass when you.
It really does. If WWE could for some reason get everyone in America to speak Punjabi, they should just have all their heels talking it all the time. Because they would sound awesome.
Yeah, English is a weird language.
Yeah,
when it comes to promos,
kind of sucks.
Because like, I don't know. I guess it's just because we don't know the other languages that.
That's true.
Speaking in like Japanese, like all of their promos sound decent. But like English, you know, there's a lot of room for error and stuff.
I really want to hear the Titus O'Neil promo of Japanese promos, just to know what it's like.
I don't know, probably Taichi if they ever give him a mic.
Oh God. I mean, they give him a mic all the time. He just doesn't use it because he can't actually sing.
I don't know. There's a lot that guy can't do.
I fucking hate Taichi.
The last
me too.
Maharaja was in 1893.
Wait, what?
The last Maharaja in India.
So he really is the modern day Maharaja.
Right. I think it's about time to wrap up this
show.
This has gone way too far. This has gotten to the point where we've gone off the deep end and have started just spreading lies to our viewers and listeners.
Listen.
So
let me close on one note. Sawyer Fulton is a worse wrestler than Jinder Mahal, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I hate you.
You can't tell me that's wrong. This man went to a tattoo parlor, told them, "Hey, you know, I want a tattoo of a necklace." He did that. He made that life choice.
I've seen worse.
It's a tattoo of a necklace.
Maybe it's sentimental. Maybe it was a necklace.
Then buy the necklace.
What if it was a necklace in his family that was lost or something? I don't.
Find it.
Hello? What do you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth? Like you guys are insane. Like I cannot work with such fraudulent people.
I'm in fucking tears over this Jinder Mahal debacle. Oh
you guys
shit!
think someone is bad for like 1 minute and all of they're just.
I never thought Jinder was bad. When have you ever heard me slander Jinder Mahal?
I've never thought Jinder was bad. I just never cared about him until recently because they never gave me a reason to.
Super boring.
I mean,
because he was never really that good in the ring, and it's super recent, with a couple of exceptions, was always really bland.
I never had more of a problem with Jinder Mahal than I have had any other person that's been like a lower mid-carder in WWE.
He was the worst member of 3MB, for fuck's sake.
Well, Heath Slater's a charisma god, and Drew McIntyre's a great wrestler, so of course he's going to be kind of on the sideline of that.
And then he didn't care on top of that. He was just there.
That's also true. It was also 3MB, so he didn't try.
Would you honestly try if you were in 3MB?
I sure
Hell
wouldn't.
yeah!
What do you mean? That's like a get over. You're not gonna push his 3MB.
It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna put on a fucking 5-star effort. I don't give a shit. If you're not in wrestling to be a world champion, what the hell are you doing?
Well, yeah, but there's also a point where you know you're not going to be that world champion yet.
You still gotta carry yourself like it.
Also, clearly Jinder Mahal's doing a better job of that than the other two because he's the world champion right now.
Yeah, the other two also aren't Indian.
This is fair. I mean,
Drew's getting his NXT title.
Drew will get the NXT title probably sooner than later.
Because he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And what's Heath's excuse?
That Brock Lesnar is the fucking Universal Champion.
He was a tag champ. It's fine.
Imagine that match.
I would see that. I would watch that.
I did pop for Heath Slater actually going toe to toe with Brock for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Even if Lesnar didn't give a shit about his kids, it's fine with me.
What a classic line that was too. I don't
That
give a
was
shit about your kids.
It's just like, yeah, I got kids, I can relate, but yeah, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Man, we really lost our minds this week, didn't we?
Yeah, you two are lost. You guys need to be like purified or something.
Eric Rowan is a worse wrestler than Jinder Mahal.
I don't know about that.
No.
Better gimmick, worse wrestler.
No. I think his wrestling is probably on par. It's similar to some others. I feel like he doesn't try a lot, but I've seen him do some good stuff. Even though he is essentially like a much shittier Luke Harper.
This is true.
Also, if you guys ever say that Luke Harper's a worse wrestler than Jinder Mahal, this show is
No,
dumb.
Luke Harper is a better wrestler than Jinder Mahal.
Luke Harper's in the top tier of wrestlers in WWE today.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but he's good.
Yeah, I would. I think he's just underutilized severely.
I can see that.
You got a good match out of Orton. It's
That's
not
true.
easy to do that nowadays.
I mean, now listen, Orton's a good worker in general.
Really?
He just
has a good Randy Orton match.
Yeah,
the Luke Harper
the
match.
The problem is getting the match out of him. That's the
Yeah,
issue. Like,
he's
Orton can
complacent
wrestle.
is
We've
the
all seen
issue.
him. You have to actually be able to draw that out of him, and
Yeah.
Harper managed to do that.
Harper
somehow.
managed to do that. Bray did almost the opposite.
Yeah, I
And
think Bray was actually trying to seal it away for good.
but then Jinder actually kind of got something out of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like-
a
because
little bit.
He came out and he was like, you know, I'm gonna have a match with this fucking dude. I'm wrestling. I'm doing a job to Jinder Mahal on Backlash pay-per-view. Might as well get a match out of it. And damn it if he didn't.
There was something.
I was shocked by how much I liked that match.
I really like like I said on the show before. Like Orton was just like you could tell like Orton kind of cared, which was cool.
That was the second best match on that show, sadly.
yeah.
Because they fucked everything else up to the maximum degree.
Yeah.
How do you
well.
fuck up an AJ KO match? Come on.
I mean, even that, though, the finish sucked the life out of the crowd.
The match was still good.
It was a creative finish, but you can't do the finish if there's nothing else to watch on the show.
Yeah.
You have to have something good.
All right. Yeah, I think it's time to wrap up this show now.
Yeah,
it's been a wild ride. I wasn't
We've gone
expecting
with
it to
the
be like this, but it was. Yep, you and Bhris are now insane.
Yeah,
and
you know.
Everybody is going
Listen,
to think that you guys.
we
need to be
record
sent to the
this-
board.
We record this at 2 a.m. our time, so we can get a little fucking wacky with our ideas. You have the
Yeah,
benefit
that's true.
of well rest.
Yeah, it's the middle of the afternoon for me, so
Yeah.
I just laughed off my Oscar being kidnapped idea, but now we get to be wacky.
I forgot you said that, honestly. I chose to put that out of my mind.
because that wasn't wacky. It was just stupid.
It would have worked.
It would have also
No,
probably
she's
gotten
never
so
gonna
many.
let herself get kidnapped.
Listen,
and it would
would you
also make a
rather
really
have her
bad
get-
headline.
Would you rather have her get kidnapped or that shitty finish we got at Takeover?
I think I would have rather
The
the shitty
shitty
finish.
at Takeover.
Yeah.
God, you guys are such pieces of shit.
No, you're just stupid. Sometimes.
Oh, this fucking show, dude.
All right. Anyway, I'm Quote. That was whatever the hell that was, and I am signing off.
Yep. Bye.